This is the oldest temple unearthed anywhere on this planet.
Archaeologists in Turkey have just opened something the world has been dreaming about for decades. A sealed underground chamber hidden beneath Göbekli Tepe, the oldest known temple complex on Earth. A room untouched for over 10,000 years, and what they found inside has left Turkey, and the entire world, in absolute shock. Today, we take you inside this breathtaking discovery, into the chamber that could rewrite human history forever. For years, Göbekli Tepe has fascinated archaeologists. Massive T-shaped pillars, mysterious carvings, and advanced architecture, all built long before agriculture, the wheel, or written language. But while scanning the site during routine excavations, researchers noticed something unusual beneath enclosure C, a perfectly symmetrical anomaly deep underground. At first, they thought it was a storage pit. But as the scans improved, one thing became clear. This was no simple room. It was a sealed, untouched chamber, deliberately hidden by its builders. And the world had no idea what waited inside. Accessing the chamber was dangerous. It lay beneath layers of tightly packed soil intentionally placed over thousands of years. One wrong move, and 10 millennia of history could be destroyed forever. Archaeologists worked slowly. Millimeter by millimeter. Hour by hour. Dust clouds rose. The earth shifted. Tension filled the air. Finally, after weeks of precision excavation, the sealed entrance emerged. Cameras rolled. Experts from around the world watched in silence. And then, the chamber was opened. The moment the team stepped inside, gasps echoed across the chamber. This wasn't a crypt. This wasn't storage. This was something far more deliberate, far more sacred. The chamber was larger than expected, carved with remarkable precision. Carvings covered every wall, coiling serpents, foxes, boars, vultures, and cryptic geometric symbols. The artistry was breathtaking. The purpose? Still a mystery. It was as if the builders wanted this chamber preserved exactly as they left it, a message to the future. But the carvings were only the beginning. Laid out in perfect patterns were stone tools, bowls, figurines, and miniature T-shaped pillars, replicas of the massive ones outside. Some figurines had exaggerated human features. Others represented animals with deep symbolic meaning. Dust analysis revealed traces of red and black pigments, proving the chamber was once brightly painted. This wasn't just a room. It was a stage for rituals. A sacred environment built with astonishing intentionality. Then came one of the most stunning revelations. 3D laser scans showed that certain carvings aligned perfectly with sunlight entering the chamber only during solstices and equinoxes. Meaning, the builders of Göbekli Tepe were studying the sky, the stars, and integrating astronomy into their sacred architecture. For a people who lived before writing, before farming, before cities, this is almost unimaginable. But Göbekli Tepe proves they were far more advanced than we ever believed. But the biggest question remains. Why did the builders seal this chamber? And why did they bury the entire Göbekli Tepe complex beneath tons of soil? Was it a ritual closure? A symbolic ending of an era? A sacred archive meant to be discovered later? Or knowledge they believed was too powerful to remain exposed? No one knows. But one thing is certain. Whatever happened here was deliberate, a carefully planned act by a society far more complex than we ever imagined. When news broke, Turkey erupted in excitement. Göbekli Tepe is already a national treasure, but this discovery ignited global fascination. Crowds rushed to Şanlıurfa. Media outlets from every continent demanded details. Social media exploded with theories ranging from lost civilizations, to ancient star maps, to long-forgotten rituals. Even archaeologists admitted. This chamber changes everything. Göbekli Tepe isn't just old. It's a window into the minds of the earliest humans capable of art, astronomy, architecture, and symbolic thinking thousands of years before we thought possible. As the world watches, archaeologists now face difficult decisions. Should the chamber remain protected and sealed again? Should it be open to visitors? Or studied slowly, carefully, over decades? Because one thing is clear. This is not just another discovery. It is a turning point for archaeology, a revelation that forces us to rewrite the earliest chapters of human history. And Göbekli Tepe may still be hiding more chambers. More secrets. More messages from the people who built the world's first temple. The sealed chamber beneath Göbekli Tepe is more than a room. It is a time capsule. A whisper from a civilization thousands of years older than the pyramids, older than Stonehenge, older than writing itself. And this is only the beginning. What other secrets lie buried beneath the world's ancient monuments? What might we discover next? To truly understand Göbekli Tepe, we must step into the minds of the people who built it. These were hunter-gatherers, moving with the seasons, yet capable of coordinating massive construction projects. Transporting multi-ton pillars, carving intricate animal reliefs, planning celestial alignments, all without wheels, metal tools, or written language. They weren't merely surviving, they were thinking, observing, and creating culture. The sealed chamber offers a rare glimpse into their cognitive abilities, spiritual beliefs, and social organization. Every corner, every carving, every artifact inside the chamber speaks to deliberate intention, not chance. This was a people deeply aware of their environment, their society, and the mysteries of life and death. The chamber appears to have been a ceremonial space. Miniature pillars, symbolic animal carvings, and the careful arrangement of objects suggest rituals were performed here. Perhaps it was a place for initiation ceremonies, teaching sacred knowledge, or celebrating seasonal events tied to the stars. Some niches and depressions in the walls may have once held offerings, perishable objects that have long decayed, but their placement was deliberate, aligned with solstices or celestial events. Walking through the chamber, archaeologists report a sense of narrative. The space tells a story, a journey of life, death, and rebirth, repeated across generations in carvings and artifacts. It's a sacred script in stone, written by a society whose intellectual and spiritual sophistication rivals that of civilizations thousands of years later. The artistry inside the chamber is astonishing. Animals dominate the carvings: serpents, boars, foxes, vultures, and even abstract geometric symbols. Yet these images were not mere decoration. Each element carried symbolic meaning, spiritual, ritualistic, or perhaps even educational. Miniature T-pillars, mirrors of the massive monoliths outside, may have been used as teaching tools. And the pigments, red, black, ochre, hint at ceremonial use, storytelling, and moral or spiritual narratives. In short, this was a society that thought deeply, embedding messages in stone for future generations to interpret, a deliberate act of cultural preservation spanning millennia. Göbekli Tepe wasn't just a temple, it was also an astronomical observatory. Laser scans show that sunlight illuminates specific carvings at solstices and equinoxes. Animals and symbols align with seasonal cycles. For a hunter-gatherer society without written calendars, this knowledge was invaluable. It guided rituals, agriculture experimentation, and the timing of ceremonies. The chamber itself could have functioned as a calendar in stone, a fusion of astronomy, ritual, and spiritual life. Göbekli Tepe's builders were integrating science and spirituality in ways modern scholars are only beginning to understand. The very act of building Göbekli Tepe, and the hidden chamber beneath it, suggests complex social organization. Coordinating quarrying, carving, transporting, and erecting massive stones required leadership, labor division, and shared purpose. Trade networks were likely involved, sourcing materials from distant areas. The sealed chamber implies secrecy and hierarchy. Only certain individuals may have entered, perhaps spiritual leaders, elders, or initiates. Even without cities or agriculture, these people created a society sophisticated enough to construct monuments that continue to astound us 10,000 years later. Not everyone agrees on the chamber's purpose. Some scholars argue it was ceremonial. Others suggest it was purely symbolic. Debates rage about interpretation. Was it a ritual space, a teaching site, or a repository of sacred knowledge? Some critics caution against sensationalism in the media, warning that every claim must be carefully verified. Yet despite controversy, one fact is undeniable: the chamber offers a unique, unparalleled glimpse into early human intelligence, culture, and spirituality. The discovery has sent shockwaves beyond Turkey. Archaeologists are revisiting other sites around the world, wondering if hidden chambers, sealed rooms, or overlooked structures might exist elsewhere. Museums, universities, and researchers are re-examining findings, hoping to uncover new insights into early human civilization. The Göbekli Tepe chamber proves that monumental architecture, ritual, and symbolic thinking existed far earlier than previously thought. It's a reminder that history is alive, full of surprises, and waiting for us to uncover its secrets. For Turkey, Göbekli Tepe and its hidden chamber are a source of immense national pride. This discovery connects modern communities with ancestors who shaped the spiritual and cultural foundations of humanity. Artists, filmmakers, and writers have already drawn inspiration from the chamber, imagining ancient rituals, lost knowledge, and secret societies. It's a reminder that history is not only about dates or artifacts, it's about stories, imagination, and human connection. One of the most remarkable aspects of the chamber is how well it has been preserved. Unlike many archaeological sites, nothing inside has been disturbed by looters or natural elements. It's a time capsule, frozen for over 10,000 years. Modern technology is helping archaeologists study the chamber without causing damage. 3D laser scans, high-resolution cameras, and chemical residue analysis allow them to map every carving, every artifact, and every shadow, with millimeter accuracy. The chamber shows that patience, precision, and restraint are just as important as discovery in archaeology. Rushing or mishandling this site could erase knowledge forever. Göbekli Tepe has already rewritten history, but this chamber adds a new dimension. For decades, scholars assumed monumental architecture only followed agriculture and urbanization. Göbekli Tepe shows the opposite: spiritual and ceremonial structures may have come first, inspiring social organization and even farming. The chamber suggests that these early humans were capable of abstract thought, symbolic communication, and complex planning. They weren't merely surviving, they were shaping culture, ritual, and knowledge long before cities existed. Why seal the chamber? Some researchers suggest it was meant to protect sacred knowledge, hidden from the uninitiated. Perhaps certain rituals or teachings were considered too powerful for everyday people. The chamber may have been a place of spiritual instruction, reserved for select members of the society. This secrecy adds to the mystery and hints at a complex system of belief, hierarchy, and wisdom. Every artifact, every carving, every placement tells a story, one that has waited 10,000 years to be understood. Göbekli Tepe isn't alone, but it stands apart. Sites like Stonehenge, the pyramids, and Machu Picchu demonstrate advanced knowledge in monumental architecture, but they postdate Göbekli Tepe by thousands of years. This chamber proves that prehistoric hunter-gatherers were capable of creativity, engineering, and symbolic thinking far earlier than previously imagined. Historians are now reconsidering other sites worldwide, searching for hidden chambers or ceremonial structures that may have been overlooked for centuries. The sealed chamber forces us to rethink what it means to be human. Human intelligence, creativity, and spirituality didn't emerge with cities or writing, they existed from the very beginning. Göbekli Tepe reminds us that early humans were not primitive wanderers, they were observers, thinkers, creators, and storytellers. And the chamber is more than history, it's a mirror of human potential, a message across millennia that innovation and imagination are timeless. The discovery of the chamber has sparked collaboration across disciplines. Archaeologists, anthropologists, astronomers, chemists, and artists are studying the site together. Each brings a unique perspective, helping to decode architecture, symbolism, rituals, and celestial alignments. Göbekli Tepe shows that early humans were multidisciplinary in their own right, combining art, science, and spirituality in ways modern societies are only beginning to understand. This chamber is reshaping how archaeologists approach ancient sites. Rethinking methods, technology, and patience is now crucial. Previously dismissed mounds, seemingly minor structures, or soil anomalies may conceal hidden chambers like Göbekli Tepe's. The discovery encourages careful exploration, not hasty excavation, proving that the past rewards those willing to study it slowly and methodically. The chamber is not just a find, it's a blueprint for future research, guiding archaeologists toward the secrets humanity has yet to uncover. The chamber is also inspiring modern culture. Artists, filmmakers, writers, and game designers are drawing from the carvings, mini pillars, and symbolic imagery. Stories of lost civilizations, sacred rituals, and hidden wisdom now emerge in novels, films, and digital art, blending imagination with the reality of what Göbekli Tepe represents. It proves that archaeology isn't just about the past, it's about human curiosity and creativity across time. Even with the chamber open, mysteries remain. What else is buried beneath Göbekli Tepe? Could there be other sealed chambers, networks of sacred spaces, or ritual complexes? As archaeologists plan the next phases of excavation, the world waits in anticipation. Every new discovery has the potential to rewrite history, reshaping our understanding of early human civilization. The chamber isn't just a room, it's a gateway to understanding the first architects, astronomers, and spiritual thinkers in human history. Göbekli Tepe has already changed what we thought we knew. And the best may still be buried beneath the soil. The carvings and artifacts in the chamber are not random, they are loaded with symbolism. Animals like snakes, foxes, and vultures may represent spiritual lessons, societal roles, or mythological narratives. Geometric patterns could be cosmological or calendrical symbols, encoding knowledge about the stars, seasons, or natural cycles. Every object seems placed with intention, reflecting a worldview that combines spirituality, observation, and culture. It's as if the builders were leaving a hidden language, a code for future generations to decipher. Some archaeologists suggest the chamber may have functioned as a classroom for sacred knowledge. Miniature pillars, carvings, and niches could have been used to teach initiates about rituals, society, or astronomy. Each generation may have added new symbols while respecting what came before, creating a living record of cultural transmission. This challenges the assumption that hunter-gatherer societies were unable to sustain complex education or ritual traditions. Göbekli Tepe was carefully positioned on a hilltop, and the chamber beneath it shows a deep connection to the surrounding landscape. Stone alignments, celestial observations, and even water sources may have influenced its construction. The builders were acutely aware of their environment, both earthly and cosmic. This integration of architecture, nature, and ritual demonstrates a level of sophistication that defies our understanding of prehistoric human societies. For centuries, hunter-gatherers were thought to be simple, nomadic groups surviving day to day. Göbekli Tepe, and especially the hidden chamber, redefines that perception. These people could organize labor, plan monumental construction, understand astronomy, and engage in sophisticated symbolic thinking. They weren't primitive, they were innovators, spiritual thinkers, and cultural pioneers. The chamber is proof that human ingenuity didn't start with cities or writing, it started with people willing to create meaning in their world. The discovery of the sealed chamber isn't just about archaeology, it's about rethinking human history itself. Educators can now show students that intelligence, ritual, and symbolic thought existed far earlier than textbooks suggest. This site teaches a lesson about curiosity, perseverance, and the capacity for humans to shape their environment and culture even in primitive contexts. Göbekli Tepe is a reminder, history is not static, and our understanding evolves with each discovery. What does this chamber tell us about humanity? It shows that our ancestors were capable of awe, wonder, and spirituality. They valued art, ritual, and knowledge as much as survival itself. In a world without writing or permanent cities, they left a deliberate legacy, a message that transcends time, asking us to observe, reflect, and learn. The chamber is not just history, it's a dialogue across 10,000 years. The impact of the chamber goes beyond academics. Artists, filmmakers, and storytellers worldwide are inspired by the carvings, rituals, and mysteries of Göbekli Tepe. Its hidden chamber fuels imagination, creativity, and speculation, reminding us that history is not only studied, it's experienced and reimagined. It connects humanity to its roots, inspiring modern culture through ancient wisdom. If one hidden chamber exists, might there be others? Researchers now examine nearby mounds and unexplored areas with renewed attention. Göbekli Tepe may just be the first chapter in a larger story of early civilization, hinting at networks of sacred spaces, secret rituals, and ceremonial sequences yet to be uncovered. Every layer of soil could hide a new revelation, waiting for the patient and meticulous hands of archaeologists. The chamber beneath Göbekli Tepe is more than artifacts. It is a message from our ancestors, preserved for 10,000 years. It reminds us that humans have always sought to understand the cosmos, the cycles of life, and their place in the universe. Through carvings, pillars, and careful design, they left us a blueprint of thought, culture, and spirituality, a record as relevant today as it was in 9600 BCE. Sealed chamber beneath Göbekli Tepe has changed the way we see humanity's past. It proves that hunter-gatherers were sophisticated, spiritual, and intelligent beyond imagination. It challenges timelines, rewrites assumptions, and inspires the world to look deeper at history. And yet, the story is far from over. Göbekli Tepe may still hold more secrets, waiting for the next generation of explorers. So if you're fascinated by history, archaeology, or the mysteries of human civilization, subscribe and join us. Because the past is alive, and the adventure has only just begun. The sealed chamber beneath Göbekli Tepe is essentially a time capsule. Everything inside, pillars, carvings, artifacts, pigments, has survived untouched for over 10 millennia. Unlike other sites where looters or natural forces have destroyed history, this chamber preserves an unbroken connection to the people who built it. Archaeologists can study not just objects, but intention, placement, and meaning, a snapshot of a culture frozen in time. It's rare to encounter a site that tells us exactly how humans thought, worshipped, and interacted thousands of years ago. Every line, curve, and pattern in the chamber may have cosmic significance. Geometric designs hint at astronomical knowledge, aligning with the sun, moon, and stars at key times of the year. Animal carvings may correspond to constellations or seasonal cycles. This shows that even hunter-gatherers were not only spiritually aware, but scientifically observant, tracking time and the heavens without calendars or writing. The chamber merges art, science, and ritual in a way that seems almost engineered for meaning. The arrangement of carvings and artifacts suggests the chamber was used for storytelling. Sequences of animals, humans, and symbolic shapes may represent creation myths, moral lessons, or cycles of life and death. The space itself feels like a narrative unfolding, a path that teaches, instructs, and guides initiates through knowledge. Göbekli Tepe may be the earliest evidence of storytelling in a built environment, a human tradition we often thought began much later. Moving massive stone pillars, carving intricate designs, and constructing stable enclosures without metal tools is a feat that amazes archaeologists. Evidence in the chamber shows careful planning and engineering skill, from leveling floors to precise alignments. The builders clearly understood mechanics, geometry, and human labor management, long before the invention of the wheel or written mathematics. This sophistication challenges every assumption about prehistoric human intelligence. Why seal the chamber for thousands of years? Some believe it was a ritual decision, preserving sacred knowledge from misuse. Others suggest it marked an important spiritual event, perhaps a transition in society or a revered site that needed protection. Whatever the reason, the secrecy adds tension and wonder, reminding us that our ancestors were deliberate, thoughtful, and symbolic in their actions. Standing inside the chamber, archaeologists describe it as stepping directly into the past. Everything, from carvings to tools, is a message from a people we can barely imagine, yet whose intelligence mirrors our own. It's a lesson in patience, observation, and respect for history. This chamber transforms archaeology from dusty excavation to a dialogue across 10,000 years, making history feel immediate and alive. Göbekli Tepe teaches modern humanity lessons beyond archaeology. It shows that creativity, spirituality, and culture are fundamental to human identity, not luxuries of urban societies. Even societies without cities, writing, or agriculture could build monuments, observe the heavens, and pass knowledge across generations. Perhaps the chamber reminds us that human potential is timeless, and that intelligence, curiosity, and cooperation are in our DNA. This chamber may hold clues to the evolution of human thought and culture. Complex rituals, symbolic art, and astronomical observation suggest that cognitive and social sophistication appeared earlier than we believed. Göbekli Tepe challenges the narrative that civilization emerged only after agriculture. It hints at a parallel evolution of spirituality, art, and social complexity, reshaping our understanding of humanity itself. The sealed chamber beneath Göbekli Tepe is not just about objects, it's about spirituality. Every carved animal, every patterned pillar, every deliberate placement hints at ritual practices and sacred beliefs. It may have been a sanctuary, where humans connected with forces beyond their daily lives, seeking guidance, protection, or understanding of the cosmos. The chamber reveals that spiritual thought existed long before organized religion or writing, and it was central to human experience. What drove the builders to create such a chamber? Was it devotion, fear, knowledge, or a desire to communicate with the future? The care with which every stone was placed, every carving etched, and every niche carved, suggests intentionality beyond mere function. They weren't just constructing a space, they were leaving a message for generations yet to come, a testament to human thought and vision. Opening the chamber was no easy task. Buried under meters of compacted soil, the team had to navigate collapsing earth, dust clouds, and fragile artifacts. One wrong move could have destroyed 10,000 years of history. It's a reminder that archaeology is not just excavation, it's precision, patience, and respect for human legacy. The chamber's discovery shocked the world. Historians, archaeologists, and amateur enthusiasts shared awe and speculation. Social media exploded with theories, lost civilizations, alien influence, or advanced prehistoric societies. While some claims were sensationalized, the underlying truth remains: humans were far more advanced than previously imagined. Göbekli Tepe is now a global symbol of curiosity, knowledge, and the enduring power of history. The discovery of the chamber is reshaping archaeology. Researchers are now examining other ancient sites for hidden chambers or overlooked clues. Even small mounds and soil anomalies are being reanalyzed with new technology. Göbekli Tepe has inspired a global hunt for the unknown, proving that history still has secrets waiting to be uncovered. Göbekli Tepe is now a tool for education. It teaches students that intelligence, art, ritual, and observation existed long before cities or writing. It challenges assumptions about human evolution and creativity, showing that cultural sophistication is not limited to modern societies. The chamber is not just history, it's a lesson in curiosity, ingenuity, and human potential. Ultimately, the sealed chamber beneath Göbekli Tepe is a legacy. It is a testament to the ingenuity, spirituality, and vision of our ancestors, a record that has survived 10,000 years. Every carving, pillar, and artifact carries a message humans have always sought to understand, create, and inspire. And as archaeologists continue to study the chamber, the story of Göbekli Tepe continues to unfold, reminding us that history is alive, and the past still has much to teach us. The artifacts in the chamber are mysterious and mesmerizing. Stone tools, figurines, and miniature pillars are arranged with precision, suggesting ceremonial use. Some figurines depict humans with exaggerated features, while others show animals in symbolic poses. Each object seems to carry a story, a lesson, or a message, hinting at a culture far richer than we ever imagined. Light plays a crucial role in the chamber. Sunlight entering through openings illuminates specific carvings during solstices and equinoxes, revealing that the builders understood astronomy and the passage of time. Shadows and angles were part of the design, creating a ritualistic experience for those who entered. The chamber was not just a room, it was a theatrical space, a stage for observation, teaching, and reflection. The complexity of Göbekli Tepe suggests hierarchical organization. Coordinating labor, transporting massive stone pillars, and creating symbolic carvings required leadership, planning, and cooperation. The sealed chamber may have been reserved for elders, shamans, or initiated members, highlighting social stratification and ceremonial roles. This is evidence that even hunter-gatherers had complex societal structures long before cities existed. The chamber's discovery is sending ripples across the globe. Archaeologists are reviewing other ancient sites, searching for hidden chambers or overlooked evidence. What we once thought was impossible, hunter-gatherers building monumental structures with symbolic meaning, is now reality. Göbekli Tepe is rewriting the story of human civilization, inspiring researchers worldwide. Despite what's been discovered, many secrets remain. Why was the chamber sealed? What rituals took place? What knowledge was considered too sacred to expose? Each unanswered question deepens the mystery and challenges our understanding of prehistoric humans. The chamber is a reminder that history is full of puzzles waiting to be solved. For Turkey, Göbekli Tepe is a source of immense pride. It proves that this region played a central role in human history, long before recorded civilizations. The chamber reinforces the connection between modern communities and their ancestors' ingenuity, creativity, and spirituality. It's more than archaeology, it's a bridge across 10,000 years of human achievement. Artists, filmmakers, and writers are captivated by the chamber. Its carvings, rituals, and mysteries inspire stories of lost civilizations, ancient knowledge, and secret societies. Göbekli Tepe reminds us that history fuels imagination, connecting past and present through creativity and wonder. The chamber proves that ancient humans weren't just surviving, they were telling stories, teaching lessons, and shaping culture. The sealed chamber challenges assumptions about early human intelligence. Complex architecture, symbolic carvings, astronomical alignments, and ritual spaces show that hunter-gatherers were capable of abstract thought, planning, and sophisticated social